Good morning. Here is Developing Stories. My name is Remy Allen. President Bola Tinubu has called for a Federal Executive Council committee to move swiftly and implement measures to further reduce food prices across the country. Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Shabi Abdullahi, who made this known in Abuja, explained that the directive focuses on ensuring the safe passage of farm produce across transport routes to cut logistic costs. The minister said the plan is tied to Tinubu's broader vision of food sovereignty beyond availability to ensure affordability, accessibility, and nutrition on a sustainable basis. He revealed that the government is set to roll out a farmer soil health scheme to boost productivity and a revamped cooperative reform initiative to mobilize resources and empower rural farmers. Tinubu had earlier said in June during his Democracy Day speech that Nigeria is on the path to achieving food sovereignty on the back of measures put in place by his administration. President Bola Tinubu has held his recent meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron, describing it as productive. Tinubu, who stated this in a post on his official X handle, said the meeting between the two leaders focused on cooperation between Nigeria and France to deepen partnership for mutual prosperity and global stability. The presidency had earlier announced in a statement by a special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, that the president has commenced a 10-day vacation on September 4, marking the start of his 2025 annual leave. Ononuga revealed that the president would spend his 10 working day vacation between France and the United Kingdom before returning to Nigeria. Meanwhile, Nigeria's president is scheduled to address the 11th session of the high-level general debate of the United Nations General Assembly at the UN headquarters in New York on Wednesday, September 24, 2025. According to the reversed provisional list of speakers, Tinubu will deliver his remarks during the afternoon session around 8:30 p.m. local time, which corresponds to 2:30 a.m. Nigeria time. The Nigerian president will join more than 190 world leaders at the gathering, including heads of state, vice presidents, heads of government, deputy prime ministers, and senior ministers representing member states. This year's general debate, which runs from September 23 to 29, will focus on the theme Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development, and Human Rights. The high-level week will also feature special meetings on the 80th anniversary of the UN, the Sustainable Development Goals, climate change, the two-state solution on Palestine, and the launch of a global dialogue on AI governance. The federal government has inaugurated the Interministerial Committee tasked with overseeing the planning and execution of Nigeria's 65th Independence Day celebrations. Speaking during the inauguration ceremony in Abuja, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, stressed the importance of unity and patriotism as the country prepares to mark its national milestone. In a statement released by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, stated that activities for the 65th Independence Anniversary will kick off with a World Press Conference on Thursday, September 25, 2025. This will be followed by Jumat service and women's activities on Friday, September 26, while youth activities and a historical arts exhibition are scheduled for Saturday, September 27, and a church service will take place on Sunday, September 28. According to the statement, a public lecture is slated for Monday, September 29, culminating in a presidential broadcast and Independence Day parade on Wednesday, October 1, 2025. Nigeria gained independence from British colonial rule on October 1, 1960, becoming a sovereign nation after decades of colonial administration. Since then, Independence Day has been commemorated annually with various national events reflecting the country's journey through periods of political transition, civil unrest, economic reform, and democratic consolidation. As the race towards the 2027 general election gathers pace, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and the Nigeria Police Force have cautioned against premature political campaigns, warning that such actions violate provisions of the Electoral Act. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu raised concerns over the increasing cases of early mobilization and outdoor advertisements across the country, describing them as clear breaches of electoral laws and a threat to democratic governance. Yakubu said the Commission would engage National Assembly to push for amendments to the Electoral Act that would empower INEC to impose stiffer sanctions on parties and individuals who flout the 150-day rule before elections. On his part, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, pledged that Nigeria Police Force would enforce all laws guiding political activities. He assured that Ajikwe's security would be provided during the electionary period while ensuring full compliance with campaign regulations. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has directed domestic airlines to place unruly passengers on a blacklist as a deterrent, warning that destructive behavior will no longer be tolerated. The Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection (NCAA), Michael Achimugu, made the announcement in a statement. He addressed regulatory issues around unruly passenger behavior, passenger handling protocols, unresolved refund and compensation issues, the introduction of RFID back tags and flight monitoring technology, enforcement of phone switch-off instructions, protection for cabin crew, and ways to improve passengers' travel experience. Achimugu, who expressed concern over the airline's hesitation to take strong action against destructive passengers despite frequent complaints, said the airline staff must be treated with dignity and respect. He noted that paying for a service doesn't give any passenger the right to assault or be unruly. He reiterated that all airline staff must be treated with dignity and respect at all times, regardless of the situation, and urged passengers to seek redress through the NCAA rather than resort to violence. And that's Developing Stories. Many thanks for watching. Good morning.